Hello, you absolute legends. In Doom, there is simply nothing more alpha or satisfying than finishing a level and seeing a big, beautiful 100% next to kills. There is just something cathartic about knowing there was literally no more pain you could have possibly inflicted. You are a beast, and every 100% you deliver should serve as a warning to every other demon out there that you're coming for them, and you will not stop until every last one is dead. If UV Speed, which is the speedrunning category where you just have to get to the end of each level, encapsulates the feeling of being stuck in hell trying to escape, UV Max, which requires you to get 100% kills, perfectly encapsulates the vibe of I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. But there was just one nagging problem. One thorn in the side of every Doom speedrunner, and that thorn was E1M8. The issue is that when you speedrun Doom, you aren't allowed to carry weapons over from previous levels, at least when you're speedrunning for an individual level record. This means you always start with the pistol, and you can only use whatever weapons and ammo are made available to you within a specific level. Normally, this isn't a problem for UV Max speedrunners. The creators of Doom made sure that every level is beatable from scratch, so that if you die and lose everything, you can still continue. And good players can not only beat levels starting with just the pistol, but they can also kill every enemy as well. Every single level in the original release of Doom had been beaten from scratch with 100% kills on Ultraviolence. Every single level except one. E1M8. In 30 years of Doom speedrunning, not a single person had ever completed E1M8 with 100% kills. It was written off as impossible. Even in the UV Max category, speedrunners threw up their hands and said, okay, in this one level, you don't have to kill everything. Just kill as many as you can and we'll call it a success. But one man had had enough. He shamefully looked in the mirror and said, if we don't kill every last one of those stinking demons, how can we ever call ourselves true gamers? While everyone else was happy to settle for mediocrity, one man, one legend, dared to dream. And in August of 2023, the hero Zero Master once again showed the rest of us plebs how it's done, beating for the first time in history E1M8 with 100% kills, starting only with the pistol. In this video, we will take a look at E1M8 and learn why 100% kills was deemed to be impossible for 30 years. And we will also learn exactly what it took to prove all of the naysayers wrong. I really hope you enjoy. Now, legends, I have a very important question to ask you. Would you rather eat food off a plate that was shiny and freshly cleaned, or would you rather eat food off a plate that was smelly and covered in pubic hair? Well, on a completely unrelated note, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Trust me, your partner will do things to you they would never normally do if you are clean and tidy at all times. Now, you cannot go wrong with the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. It comes with a lawnmower, which is super effective and safe at trimming everything. What I like to do is jump into the shower, trim my business, then I turn on the water and wash everything down. It literally takes like 2 minutes, and this is waterproof, so no issues there. The performance package also has the Weed Whacker, which does your ears and nose. Very important, don't forget those. Plus it has ball deodorant and toner to make them look and smell good. Plus it comes with a couple of other goodies as well. Please go to manscaped.com or click the link in the description and get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use code CarlJ at checkout. Again, just click the link in the description. E1M8 is the final stage in the very first episode of Doom. It's a pretty simple level, filled mostly with demons and specters. The climax of the level features a battle with 2 Baron of Hells. And other than this, there isn't much to it. The only weapons available to pick up are the shotgun and chain gun. Not exactly the hardest hitting weapons in the game, but the level is so easy that this isn't an issue. The demons, specters, and barons you meet in this small level can be easily dispatched by just keeping your distance and slowly picking them off. The problem with E1M8 is the end. After you've killed the bosses, the walls come down, giving you access to a set of stairs leading up to the final teleporter. This warps you into quite the chaotic scene. A very dark room filled with demons, shotgunners, and imps, where you take incredible damage until you die. The idea of this ending isn't that you won or escaped, it's that you died and were sent to hell for episode 2. This final room serves only one purpose: to kill you and progress the story. You were never meant to survive this final encounter. In fact, survival is quite literally impossible. Not only is this room filled with demons, but the floor itself damages you, and the only way to finish the level is to seemingly die. The floor has a special property where once your health gets below 11%, the level ends. For the purposes of this video, I'll show the room with the gamma increased, but just keep in mind that this room is almost completely pitch black. The end room contains 6 shotgun guys, 5 imps, and 4 demons. Of the 3 guns you have available, the chain gun has the highest DPS, but with the floor and enemies constantly damaging you, there doesn't seem to be enough time to do sufficient damage. Let's check the math and see exactly how much time we have. The level contains a supercharge and an armor, which gives you a total of 200 health and 100 armor. With armor equipped, the floor will do 14 health damage per second, which should give you 14 seconds before you get under 11 health. However, the damage cycle is based on a universal timer, so you could get damaged as soon as you enter. So the actual time is somewhere between 13 and 14 seconds. Any damage inflicted to you by enemies, however, will lower this time. And just look at this room. I don't see a universe where you can warp in here and remain untouched. You are going to get shot. The only question is, how many times? At minimum, you are going to lose at least a couple of seconds due to enemy damage. Based on the health of the enemies and the DPS of the chain gun, assuming standard luck and 100% accuracy, it would take 12.1 seconds to kill them all. So even at this rate, you probably don't even have enough theoretical time based on perfect play. Perfect play is kind of irrelevant though, because it will never happen. Your accuracy is going to decline as the enemies decrease, especially because you also need to move around a lot to avoid being damaged. All in all, this seems like an impossible task, and in practice, this seemed to be true. No one could kill the demons, the math says it's probably not possible, and thus, it was universally accepted that 100% kills couldn't be done. And that's why, even in the UV Max speedrunning category, this level was an exception. Speedrunners said, as long as you kill everything before the final room, the speedrun will still count. The world record for E1M8 UV Max is 59 seconds achieved by Tidri in October of 2022. You can see he doesn't even try to kill anything at the end, and finishes the level with 63% kills. 63% is the figure you'll get if you kill everything throughout the level, but leave all of the end enemies alive. Now, it's all well and good to allow exceptions so that a speedrunning competition can happen, but what if allowing less than 100% kills made people complacent? What if for the past 30 years, no one even tried to get 100% because it was just assumed to be impossible? We won't ever know. But if there is one Doom player we can say for sure is definitely not complacent, it's Zeromaster. When Zeromaster hears 100% kills is impossible, he doesn't just say, oh, okay, let's just settle for 63%. No, Zeromaster always asks, are you sure about that? He wanted to make sure that everyone hadn't just been wrong for 30 years, and so he decided to really test this theory. Now, there is one more factor that I neglected to include in my previous calculations, and that's the impact of enemy infighting. Enemies of different types can damage each other, so if we can get really lucky, perhaps the enemies in the final room can inflict enough friendly fire to make killing them all possible. And to help with this, there is conveniently a partial invisibility power-up that causes enemy fire to scatter randomly. The question is, how lucky would one need to be in order to survive long enough and have enemies damage themselves enough to make killing them all feasible? Well, Zeromaster found out. He created a script that would enter the final room and run in circles while shooting. It would do this 5,000 times, with each time being slightly different. And then, Zeromaster would check to see how many of those 5,000 runs had a chance. And when he looked, there was one. None of them killed every enemy, but one demo in particular left one still standing, and with enough time available for Zeromaster to take control of Doomguy and finish the job. So it turns out it was theoretically possible after all. Zeromaster then carefully studied the demo to reverse engineer the strategy it used. It's actually a rather complex problem to solve. The shotgun guys seem to be the biggest threat to your health because their hitscan weapons will damage you instantly and can't really be avoided. So leaving them alive will mean you will get shot more and thus have less time. But they also do well to damage other enemies and create infighting, which does help. Demons have the most health, but they only do melee damage, so they are easy to avoid. Demons make for great shields who can soak up a lot of damage from the shotgun guys and imps. But with the lack of a projectile, exactly how much damage can they really deal to other enemies? And then we need to ask ourselves if we should move around or try to stand still, possibly in a corner. Moving around helps us to avoid damage, but lowers our accuracy. If we stand still, we can focus on making sure every bullet counts, but perhaps standing still is a guaranteed way of getting shot, and thus not having enough time. Maybe the perfect strategy doesn't even exist, and all we need to do is get lucky. This is the kind of question that I was never smart enough to solve. Zero Master ultimately decided to focus on imps and demons first, leaving the shotgunners alive and relying on luck to avoid dying while running in circles. And after hundreds of attempts, he finally did it. This raises an interesting question. What should happen to the 30 years of runs this level had before that didn't get 100% kills? On the Doom speedrunning ranks, Zero Master's run isn't listed as first. It's ranked down the list because it's slower, with a little caveat saying it was 100% kills. Personally, I think that kill percentage should be more important in a category like UV Max, and if you've gotten 100% kills and no one else has, you should be ranked first. But if the rule is changed, the level is probably ruined forever because no one will want to speedrun it. The ending is a huge game of chance and not the fun type. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.